to Frog Dog Friday, episode 2. Today we're going to be talking and going over the next steps into our Say Yes exercises. Last week we had already covered steps 1 and 2, which are going to be acknowledgement and then direct eye contact. So today we're going to be getting into committed engagement with the dog. We have Kingston here. He's one of our newest board and trains, and he is a about 5-month-old Cane Corso. He's pretty new to the program, hasn't even been here a week yet, so he's kind of moving right along. He just started getting into the actual committed engagement steps, so he's going to be a good dog to show you how to progress from those steps 1 and steps 2 if he's not too tired or too silly to go. So I'm just going to kind of give a few minutes. I'll recap on some stuff from last week. So give a few minutes for everybody to kind of show up, if they're going to show up live or not. Yes, I know, but thank you. Good boy. So last week we had talked about making sure that we have high quality food for our dog. Dogfoodadvisor.com, anything that's 4.5 or 5 star, we want to make sure that what we're putting into our dog's body is going to be the most ideal for them. That it's also going to, just like what we put into our body affects how we feel, we want to make sure that we give them everything that they need as well. We talked about making sure that we're feeding our dogs their meals through the training program right now. This is one of the easiest ways to create a dog who knows how to work for their life rewards, right? We talked about a little bit of the life rewards last week as well. So Kingston here has been working for his food for a while now, since he was about 3 months old. His mom has kind of done puppy preschool with us and things like that, so he got a head start with that as well. And he's super cute and ridiculous. So making sure that you're on high quality food, making sure that you are feeding your dogs your meals through the training. Another important thing that we want to touch on is when we are working with our dogs, right, making sure that we're being consistent with using our marker word. Right now we are using the word yes. I don't care if you use break, I don't care if you use good, I don't care if you use zing, zap, it doesn't matter. The word must just be short. You want it kind of straight to the point with a good punctuation with it. We use yes. It's one of the easiest things for us. That's one of the things that we like to use as far as our word. I know a lot of people that use break. It doesn't matter, but making sure that you're consistent with your word. The next thing, be very quiet when you're talking with your dog. The reason is, this whole program that we're going over right now is called Say Yes to Your Dog. That's all we really want to be saying. You can throw in maybe a good dog here and there, but if you're talking a lot and really go, oh my gosh, are you ready? Are you a good boy? Oh my gosh, right, let's see this. It's going to really dilute the whole purpose of just saying yes and letting the dog know when they've done something that we want and when they've done it right. And that's kind of a really important part. The next thing is, keep your body very still while we're waiting for the dog to engage with us. Once the dog engages with us, we say our word, Y-E-S. Then I can reach in and move over for my food. I never want to be preloaded, meaning I don't want food in my hand, right, where my dog goes, oh, I know I've got it. It's always going to stay in my pouch, in my pockets. If I had pants with pockets on, it would be in there. I don't care. I like having a food pouch on me. It's one of the easiest. You can have a training vest as well. I stole Christopher's from him today. So, but make sure your hands are free of food, all right? Because what will happen, and we can get to it later where we're adding distraction, but otherwise what will happen is the dog starts staring directly at your hand, and it's going to be much harder for him to look at you. I don't mind doing that later on. In these early stages, though, we want to make it easiest for our dogs as we can. So we're in a quiet room, there's nothing else really going on, there's no dogs, no people, and just kind of making it easy for them to learn, because the next couple stages get a little bit more challenging where we can add in duration, distractions, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with Mr. Kingston here. He's had a really full day. Should be able to get some stuff out of him now. Ready, Kingston? Right. So, I'm going to kind of move him up. Right now, I'm still following him around, right? As soon as he looks me in the eyes, yes, I'm going to reward him. So I'm just going to do a couple repetitions with him of our direct eye contact, right? Because this is where we left off, right? And as I built my dog up more and more, that's what I'm looking for. So, kind of pick my pivot spot in the room, stand still, hands need to be at my side, kind of right in front of my stomach area. If my dog wants to hit the end of the leash, it's no problem. I'm picking one spot, turning to maintain where the dog is at. I'm not following the dog, but I am turning to be with them, right? Yes, perfect. So he comes in, good boy, Levy. He comes in to make eye contact me, right? And pretty soon they're just going to naturally start to sit. Or I can wait them out just a minute to be able to do that sit. So Mr. Kingston here is on Kana food, puppy food. It's a really good, high quality. We really like working with Kana. If you can afford it, definitely do it. Good boy. Get that out of peace. All right. So pick my pivot spot in the room. Turn to follow him. Yes. Right now, what we're looking for is speed, right? I'm not asking him to hold eye contact for any length of time. The reason for that is he doesn't understand it yet, right? I have to build my pieces, my foundation, piece by piece with that. So right now, I want speed, speed, speed. I want him coming in, sitting, looking, getting rewarded. Coming in, sitting, looking, getting rewarded, right? So most dogs naturally are going to go from step 2, direct eye contact. As I move to follow them around the room, they're going to start coming in, looking at me. Wait it out just a second. Yes, wait it out just a second, and they're going to naturally want to sit. Thank you. Very good. Right? Now, we're not creating room service right now. The dog has to come to me to get the food. And whether that means I move a step back or I can make him chase it a little bit, that's up to you and your dog's level of comfort with coming to get that food, right? Some dogs in the beginning, all you can really ask for is taking that step back where they have to just get up to get the food. So once again, pick my pivot spot in the room. Yes, follow him around, right? Good. Some dogs you're going to notice are very speedy or expedient with their responses. Other dogs, you get these dopey ones that are just kind of butter. No problem, right? You go with what the dog does and what the dog gives you. Right? As he gets a little bit older and can handle multiple training sessions a day, plus multiple socialization sessions, he's going to give us a lot more. He's not going to run out of steam so quickly. Right? Go back to being silent. My body's still doing the thing it's doing. Right? If he lays down, this is the perfect thing. I'm just going to kind of back up. Right? I'm going to get my dog to move. Yes. And go right back to his still body. Right? Did a little bit of a miss. You notice how that kind of got him. Ooh. Right? I got to chase that. I got to get it. It's about the most exciting thing to see out of this guy for now. Pick my pivot spot in the room. And get my body still once again. Right? As he moves around, I'll pivot around to follow him. I want to make this point really easy for the dog to find my eyes, right? We always say, leave your receivers open. Gotta get cheese. Right? Leave your receiver open for the dog. If he looks at me right now, he's going to catch my eyes. If I'm facing you right now, and he looks, he won't catch my eyes. So I always have to turn my body at this stage to where the dog can easily find me. My receiver is open for the dog. Yes! Notice the second he commits at stage 3, committed engagement. There it is, right? As soon as he commits, he sits, and he gives me that direct eye contact. That's what I'm rewarding, right? I say YES immediately, and then I start to move. I start to get interesting for him, right? The things that I'm not doing, not making kissy noises, not trying to get his attention, yes, I'm letting him make these choices. Good. Go away, right? I'm letting him make these choices. He has to be the one that works to get my attention versus me working to get his attention. That is key, right? I don't want to have to Kingston, right? By the time we're done with this program, he's going to be the one checking in with me frequently, right? Because I've built it in that checking in with me is awesome. He gets paid, right? He gets paid heavy every time he does. Yes! It's exciting, it's fun. He gets food, he'll get affection, he'll get play, woo! He'll get space, whatever it is that he really likes, all right? Right now, I'm giving him probably about 10 pieces of kibble. That's only because this 5-month-old puppy eats 4.5 cups of food a day, and he literally just doesn't have the energy to get 4 pieces of kibble and work through all of that. So I give him a little bit more for a dog you have to kind of adjust to. And it's really no big deal, because you can see it just takes him a little bit longer to eat in between, and that's okay. The time that he's spending eating that kibble on the floor is allowing me he's a little bit done. Ready, bud? Let's go. Good. He gets up. We go right back into our say yes exercise. Yes! Good boy! Right? But by the time he gets done eating this kibble off the floor, I've had the opportunity to step back, find my new pivot point, right? You're going to find some dogs want to quit, not necessarily because they're tired, but because they go, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. That's all right. I'm going to treat it the same way. If they keep quitting because they just don't want to do it, I'm going to quit them. You don't want to engage with me, that's no problem. I don't mind, kitchen closes, right? With Kingston, it's not so much that he doesn't want to engage. Yes! It's more that he's literally had a very busy day. He's had a couple of training sessions today. He's been running around outside playing a whole bunch as well. So he's a little bit tired. But that's okay, right? I still have to have the expectation of you can do stuff with me, even when you're tired. It's no big deal. Good boy. I'm probably only going to do a couple more minutes with him. He's a puppy, so his brain can only handle so much information input. Yes! Good boy. Now, I'm sure that you're probably saying there's no way that you work through about 2¼ cups of food during the session, and you're right. You're going to notice when I end him, I'm going to get 1 or 2 more repetitions with him. And when I end him, I'm just going to give him the rest of his food, right? He's working hard for me. He's doing a really good job. And so I don't mind, at the end, kind of giving him that jackpot and saying, holy crap, you did a really good job. Here you go ahead and eat the rest of this. So pick my pivot point once again. And you're going to notice the more fluent a dog gets with this, the quicker and quicker they come into you. They spend less time kind of wandering, going, what am I supposed to do next, right? Yes, good boy, very nice. So I'm actually going to end him right there. He came back into me. You can see that he's a little bit on the tired side. So make it nice and easy. I'm just going to kind of dump out, give him that jackpot. Good boy, buddy. And we can be done with him with that. I don't mind all that extra food. Now, if you have a dog, once again, that's quitting on you, and they're just like, I don't really want to work, they keep laying down, they're completely disengaged for minutes at a time, I'm going to close the kitchen. You're done for this training session, you're done for the day of me trying to get this for you, and that's it. We're not going to play this game right now, right? The next day, I would pull them back out and I would try again. So, what does that mean? That means that they don't get the rest of their meal for that day. And it's really important that we kind of keep this mentality of it's here for you if you want to engage with me. If you don't want to engage with me, it's totally not a problem. We'll just come back to it tomorrow. Maybe you'll be a little bit more excited to work and engage. It becomes a little bit humbling for the dog to work for their meals. And that's a good thing, right? Because we teach them how to work for that food, affection, play, and space. We want them to be eager. We want them to know we carry all the good things. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way, but I want them to be able to ask permission for things. I want them to say, hey, you got the goods. You are the goods, right? Good things come through you. So can I go run around off leash, right? You check in with me? I go, yeah, it's totally appropriate. We're in the middle of a field. It's no problem. Run off, have a good time. And what I do is they end up checking in with me very frequently because they understand that good things happen through me, that I am the good thing, so they come back, they check in, I can reward that check-in, say go ahead, go off and play, right? That space is a reward. Other times they check in, I'm walking down the sidewalk, they see a bunny or a lizard. We're in the desert, that's what we have. If you're in the Midwest, you're gonna see squirrels and things like that. So, right, you're walking down the road on the sidewalk, and they see a squirrel, or they see a bunny, and they look at you and they go, can I go chase that? And you're like, not an appropriate place, right? We start creating this check-in where they start asking permission because guess what? That bunny, that squirrel, that lizard is something good that they want, right? So for them, they gotta check in with you to see if it's something that they can go get, right? And you have the ultimate power to say yes or no. I always say that my dog is my partner, and this is a very important piece. My dog is my partner, right? We're in a partnership. I'm not the alpha leader, my dog's not my submissive, we are partners. However, I am the senior partner and this is my junior partner, right? I do have ultimate final say, but that doesn't mean that I don't take into account exactly what my dog's thinking, exactly what my dog wants, right? But there are rules to get to these things that we want to be able to do together. So those are really important pieces to keep in mind. If you have questions, I know this was a little bit shorter of a Frog Dog Friday, but we got through the pieces really quickly. If you have questions, let me know. Don't hesitate, leave comments. I'll get back to you. Next week we're going to be going over step 4, which is teaching the find me exercise, right? So instead of me pivoting in one spot to follow my dog's eyes, right? Now I stand in one spot and make my dog come around to sit in front of me and find me, all right? So we're just increasing the expectations that we have of our dog as they progress through these stages. It shouldn't have to take you a week to move through each stage. Of course, we're just doing weekly videos. You can be able to move through the stages pretty quickly. Usually stage 1 through 3, we're through, we get through within 1 to 3 training sessions. So that can happen within 1 to 3 days, right? Stage 4, we can usually get to by the end of the first week, right? We build it up. Stage 5 from there is building in duration, right? Where the dog now is maintaining focus, because remember, stages 1 through 4, we're looking for speed, speed, speed. As soon as my dog commits, gives me that attention, I'm paying and rewarding. I'm not asking for duration yet. So stage 5, now we're starting to expect duration, saying, hey, I need you to commit some focus to me, not just sit here and then check out, come back, look at me, check out, come back, look at me, look at my treat pouch, right? Now it's sustain some duration of eye contact with me, right? Even if it's 2 seconds, 5 seconds, we slowly build it up with the dog. Then we get to stage 6, and the duration is important for stage 6 because that's when we start the exorcism, where I can move, and my dog flicks to maintain attention with me, right? In the beginning, I'm just kind of shifting around my dog and having them move their heads ever so slightly to follow me, all right? And then we start building it up where they can flick, 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 flick to maintain all of this attention with us. So that's why it's so important to have duration in step 5, where we've built that in. But stages 1 through 4 is all about speed, all right? Notice, keep it quiet. Yes, I can feed. I don't mind you saying good boy, something along those lines. When they do it really well after you've said yes, they're chasing that food, that's a really appropriate time, but try not to add it in too much, all right? Obviously, I was talking through this whole demonstration to you guys, not so much to him, and we want to make sure that we keep our body calm and still, keep our body tall. We're not trying to like, hey, over here, right? I want my dog to be able to find and commit this engagement with me, and I'm going to do that by giving just enough help without giving too much help, all right? If you have questions, let me know. I can't wait to see you guys next week Friday at 5. Nope, you know what? I lied. Next week Friday, we will actually not be in town, so we're going to push it back to Saturday, so it'll be Frog Dog Saturday next week. But it'll be the same thing Saturday at 5 p.m. You guys will see us. Christopher and I are going to Disneyland Monday through Friday, so you will see us on Saturday when we get back. If you have questions until then, please do not hesitate to ask, and I look forward to next week. Have a great night, guys.